When we hear the sound of the earth, we can see it sounds deeply similar to the sounds of birds singing. NASA scientists were astounded when they heard the sounds of the earth for the first time, because they knew the birds understood the secret language of the universe and the earth itself. They were singing as if in a dialogue with the creation. When Pythagoras had finished his studies into the music of the planets, he gave birth to the intervallic system of modern music, and thus classical music was born.
Yeah, the musica instrumentalis, of course, is the music we hear people sing or instruments play, and then the musica humana, Pythagoras said, is our sound, the one that we create, that humans create. Now, the musica mundana is the one that you're describing here, and that's the music of the spheres. And that music, let's not think that it has to sound like music, because really it can just be a very out-of-this-world one-note sound that sounds like one note but actually spreads out into incredible harmonies. And the way you reach that point is truly by meditating or by going to a place, hiking to a place where you can be by yourself. If you don't like meditating, just sitting quietly. But it is a place that you reach when you're quiet. You can't hear these sounds, these harmonies of the spheres. You can't hear them unless you've actually, integrated into your heart center. It's just not possible, because that's where the sound comes in. And so again, the idea of using your intuition, your sixth sense, this is what we're all getting into now. This whole new millennium, I believe, is about activating that again and combining all the knowledge we have, letting go of it, and allowing our hearts to listen to what's really out there. And really where it begins, not so you don't feel like this is a very complicated process, where it begins is to hear your own inner voice. That's really key, is when you hear yourself giving the answers, not somebody outside of yourself, not the media, not your husband or wife, your friend, your family telling you what to do, but you actually tune in to yourself. And once you start tuning in, you have tuned to the music of the spheres. The tuning in is what's necessary to hear the great cosmic music that's out there, which is all about you, because you're part of creation. You're creating this music. So tuning in will allow you to not only hear it, but also to participate in it as well. And again, it differs for everybody as to how that happens.
Music is, for me, it's a frequency, it's an energy. I can hear, I feel it, the emotion of the song. I actually can sense the signature of the song without knowing where it's coming from. But it's given to me. So is it a talent, is it an aptitude? I think I'm a receiver for this. I receive songs. I hear them. I hear the whole parts of it too. So I hear it fully formed. But my inspiration always comes with a life experience. For me, I write songs about God and humanity. Those are always my two subjects, the sense of separateness that the human being feels and how we try to regain that connection through relationships, romantic relationships, and how that, or things or whatever, and how that disappoints us, and that how there is really only God. So a lot of my songs, you can re-listen to them about healing. You'll hear me talk about what sounds like a relationship when really I'm talking about a relationship with a higher power. But I'm always surprised actually afterwards. But again, it's usually something that I'm thinking about and I want to speak to, so I allow this to be spoken to through the song.
look into your shoes. About these stains here on my wings. Price was right for these unnatural things. They make it easier to hide.
Jesus spoke the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic, a language that is at least 3,000 years old. Was this language also consistent with tonalities of the hidden forces of creation? Was Jesus' intention combined with Aramaic language so powerful he could manifest the loaves and fishes needed to feed the masses? The shape of a fish in geometry is the vesica Pisces, formed when two circles of the same diameter cross one another. The ratio of a vesica Pisces width to its height is 153 to 265, or the square root of 3, the number of the Trinity. In the Gospel of John 21:11, Jesus caught 153 fish at a time when the disciples could not catch a single one. The question is, why is the number 153 in code with the creation of the shape of a fish? Was Jesus speaking in a harmonic code language to manifest the loaves and fishes? Did he know the secret language of creation itself?
People ask me all the time, where are you, what is divine dialogue and who are you talking to? Now, it really depends on what you believe. There's a friend of mine who believes that Jesus comes to him. As a matter of fact, it's you, David. I don't do Jesus like that, It's like my belief. Oh, and then another friend of mine, is a devout Roman Catholic and an extraordinary medium, and they believe they're talking to Mother Mary, So I believe that the consciousness of those avatars, if you will, the consciousness of those extraordinary beings, who even knows if they were human or not, right? We don't know, but that is living, and we can tap into that, but it sure isn't in us. I can say that information can come through me. So, is this the white guy God in the sky? Well, I'm going to say no way. But am I right about that? Well, I don't know. I don't know that. But I do believe that there is an extraordinary matrix of creativity, a living consciousness, a divine intelligence that I don't know what it is. And I can only understand that intelligence through a subjective experience when I have that genius moment and I know it doesn't come from me. And, the other thing too is that there are so many studies now that are trying to find that. What is God? What is the great organizing designer? We really need to step out of our language, is what I think we have to do, and forget our labels. The past can't tell us this. Because as a matter of fact, the past is always talking about the people who tried to figure it out then, and so that's their version of it. And it's outmoded now. We have to find new ways. Look at nature. You hold a rose. Can you make one? No. Who made that? You can't tell me it's just a gene or a DNA strand. I don't buy that. And if it is, what informs that? What is the environment that informs one thing to be one thing and one thing to another? And where does consciousness come from? And how are we born? Do we come from other planets? I think any of that is possible. But to answer someone when they say, what is God? Well, God to me is a divining, organizing intelligence, creative intelligence that houses, if you will, the individuated intelligences of those who have come before us, like Buddha, like Christ, whoever you can think of, all these, like Einstein. Like being able to come up with a lost mathematical equation that I don't even know how to count. Come on, that's pretty wild.